Hello, this is Victor. I'm here making a video to talk about the topic of the week. And to talk about the topic of the week, I just wanted to go to my cabinet and show you what is my first army. So the topic of this week is what was your first army? And this was where I started. I started with Chaos Undivided. So I was playing Chaos, mixing the 4 marks, and I have to say I started playing Warhammer 40k, as you can see here, in 2nd edition, and we have to go back to the year 1992-1993 when I started playing Warhammer 40k. I started with Chaos. My first option was to do Orcs, but we did not have enough miniatures, and then I decided I want to play one of the bad guys. I didn't know anything about the fluff. I was thinking, okay, Orcs, Chaos have to be the Chaos have to be the bad guys, but now when you read the fluff, I don't think there is good and bad guys. Everyone have the devil side. But I started playing Chaos Space Marines on 2nd edition against my friend that was doing Eldar, and I was kicked in the ass almost every battle at the beginning. So I started extreming more my list. And 2nd edition was the edition of the Hero Hammer. So you see here this guy in front. This was my first character. I will zoom in so you can see the painting job, of course, is not awesome, but this was my first character. This Chaos Lord on Terminator armor from 2nd edition. So this is previous to the Metal Abaddon, and in that period I did not have even codex when I was playing. There was not existing codex for all the armies in the game. There was a general codex in the rulebook, and it was a mixture of Imperial Guard with Chaos Space Marines and even Beastman. So I also have Beastman, and there was no division between gods, and there was not really restrictions to mix the gods as such. So the only restriction was the percentages. You were obliged to have 25% on troops, and then there were limits up to 50% on other options, or up to 25%. So even with these restrictions, I was able to play with the 4 great demons, and the first investment I did is to buy the 4th great demons that you can see there. Here we have the Lord of the Thench from that period. So really a crappy miniature if we compare what Games Workshop is doing today. Let me turn. Okay, so you see here how this Lord of Thench was looking like, and here we have the metal one, the next version of this kind of Fifth Weaver. So I don't even have the new plastic kit, but you can imagine how these have evolved in these years. So here you have, I really like it to, I always like it to mix all the gods. So I have also, let me just show you, you can see what was this was the, so let me see, this was the Bloodthirster from the period. Okay, so this was how the Bloodthirster was looking like. So completely, it's other type and size of what we have today. I also had the Slaanesh guy. Of course, the paint job was terrible. So here we have the Slaanesh guy. And I also had the Nurgle, Big Papa, that was not big at all. And I have to look for him, there at the back of. So here we have. So this was, I was playing with them 4 on the table in 2nd edition. And I have to say, if people is complaining today about the psychic powers, go back to 2nd edition. The psychic powers were able to destroy a unit in just one, and transform the unit in pink horror. So really the psychic powers at the period were completely overpowered. And the armies were around the heroes, so the heroes were able to destroy anything. I have to say to you that this guy was able to have a vortex grenade. It was a grenade that you just throw the template, anything touched by the template was completely destroyed. Without no save, without nothing. Even like the vortex grenade we have in as a special war gear for apocalyptic games. And the Inquisitor at the period had the vortex power, so he was just throwing a vortex in front of him, and anything that was in the path of the vortex power, that was the size of the template, of the magnetic plate was destroying anything in contact. So anything that he was contacting, doesn't matter how many saved, doesn't matter how many alive, doesn't matter who you were sucked to the warp and destroyed. So yeah, this is and how long I played. I still play this army, and I still collect him. So as you can, as you will see, this year I will increase with Magnus the Red. Every year I'm increasing a little bit this army. Every year is my first army, and it's an army that I don't want to keep growing. So I really enjoy Chaos. It's giving, I think you have unlimited possibilities in Chaos. Of course you have to repeat sometimes Chaos Space Marines, and yeah, as you can see, Alpha Legion was my starting point. So once they start launching the codex for the 3rd edition, then I focus on Alpha Legion. But before there was not any, there were no legions, there were nothing, so I was really collecting random stuff, and then was not a little bit more organized until we went into the 3rd edition, and when we had the first Chaos Codex for the 3rd edition, when they put also the legions rules and all this type of stuff. So if we think that today is unbalanced, I have the feeling that Warhammer 40k have never been well balanced. They always been such strong combinations. I told you in 2nd edition, characters were almost unstoppable. They were able to destroy anything, and they were some of the units of the Elder were completely crazy. 3rd edition, the characters were torn down, were completely the strong and the power were completely reduced. But then even in that case, there was the Demon Prince in French, in Slaanesh, that was able to move enemy units to close combat and to force them to go close to him and then to assault them in close combat. So it was really always having crazy combinations and crazy armies. So yeah, this is my first army, really enjoying. I just wanted to share with you as part of the topic of the week started by Vince Venturella. You will find the Vince Venturella video in the description below. I always try to put, I like a lot to participate in his topic of the weeks. And yeah, and just to say, my first army, Chaos Space Marines with demons. They were all together, then where they were split, and now they are completely alive. For me, Chaos, I would say, is the army, because I was really combining. I had a mixture of both, of Chaos Space Marines and Chaos Demons, and also I have always cultists in between, because at the beginning they were cultists, and even I had Beastmen that I in that period of time when I started, I bought some Beastmen from Fantasy that at 2nd edition, before the codex was launched, they were you were able to use them. I have this was the first plastic of Games Workshop, and the box was 10 guys with the same exactly position. So this is my copy paint job of the beginning, and also the copy miniatures at the beginning of Games Workshop. So yeah, that's all what I wanted to share, and leave in the comment below what do you think, what was your first army, and if you're still playing your first army, or if not, how long you played your first army. I have to say, I really enjoy playing Chaos Space Marines. If someone is asking me what army you collect, or what faction are you in favor of, I always say Chaos, although today it's very limited because I start collecting several armies, and I always like to have armies around the Chaos and around the Empire army. But as you can see, even I have so much into Chaos that I had to do an Imperial Guard army based on the Traitor Traitor Imperial Guard. So this is my input. I hope you find this interesting. Please leave in the comments below. And after, it's an army that I've been collecting now since I was 18, so I've been collecting this army for 23 years now, and we'll keep growing. That's all for now. As usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.